Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to another sacred gathering inside the Light and Shadow podcast. I'm so honored you are here. Whether you have been journeying with me across many episodes, or you've just found this space today, know this: you are here by no accident. Something in your heart, in your spirit, in your body called you here, and I honor that call. I'm your host, seer, Reiki master, intuitive life coach, and spiritual guide, and here, in this sacred space, we walk together. We walk through the shadows, we walk through the light, we walk through the old stories that bind us, and into the new truth that set us free. This is not a space for spiritual bypass. It is not a space for empty promises. It is a space where we meet the unseen patterns that shape our lives, and where we remember the deep power we carry within us to create, to call in, and to expand. And today, we are going to explore one of the most misunderstood topics on the spiritual path: abundance. Because abundance is not just money. It is not just material gain. It is not just a number in your bank account or an object on your vision board. True abundance is energetic frequency. It is a relationship. It is the deep knowing that you are worthy of receiving. Not because you have done enough, not because you have proven enough, but because you exist. And yet, so many of us live in patterns of scarcity. We hold unconscious blocks for receiving. We feel guilty asking for more. We feel afraid to expand. And so today, we will begin to unravel this. We will speak to your relationship with abundance through the lens of energy, embodiment, and soul alignment. Because attracting abundance is not about chasing. It is about aligning. It is about becoming the vessel that can receive what you are already worthy of. Before we begin, a gentle reminder: this podcast is not a substitute for therapy or medical care. It is a spiritual and energetic container. And you can find all my offerings, private sessions, custom Reiki ritual candles, one-on-one coaching, linked in the description below. And you can also join me on TikTok at Grey Ethereus for daily rituals, healing wisdom, and energy practices to support you on your path. Now, take a deep breath, come into your body, open your heart to the infinite possibilities that already exist for you, and let's begin. Abundance. It is one of the most requested topics I received. How do I attract more money? How do I manifest opportunities? How do I call in love, clients, joy? All these are beautiful questions. Because the longing for abundance is not greedy. It is the soul's remembrance that you are meant to live in flow, not in depletion. It is your spirit remembering what it feels like to be supported. But here is where many seekers get stuck. Abundance is not something you chase. Abundance is something you open to. And that is where the deeper work begins. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that receiving comes through relentless effort, through pushing harder, working more, proving our worth. We are taught that we must earn abundance. But the truth is, abundance is not earned. It is allowed. It is not about hustling harder. It is about clearing the blocks that tell you you are not worthy of receiving. Because here's what lives beneath scarcity. The voice that says, I have to do more to deserve this. The voice that says good things can't last. The voice that says, if I receive too much, someone else will go without. The voice that says abundance is not for people like me. These are the voices we will meet today. Because attracting abundance is not simply about rituals or affirmations, though they are powerful tools. It is about shifting your survival energy to receptive energy. From gripping to allowing, from fear to trust, from scarcity scarcity to soul flow. And this is not just about money. Abundance is the ability to receive in every area of life: love, joy, friendship, opportunities, creative flow, support, pleasure, peace. When we open to abundance, we do not just fill our wallets, we fill our lives. And today, that is the work we will do together. You're so worthy of it. You always were. So take another breath, soften, and let us begin. Let's clear something right away, because this matters deeply. Abundance is not just about numbers in your bank account. It is not just about dollar signs or income goals or how much you can manifest on a vision board. Abundance is an energy, a frequency, a state of being, a relationship with life itself. You can have a 6-figure income and still feel trapped in scarcity. You can have modest means and walk through the world radiating ease, gratitude, and sufficiency. True abundance is not measured in things, it is felt in the body. It is the deep knowing, I am supported, I am provided for, I am resourced by life itself. It is the ability to exhale, to trust the unfolding, to stop up gripping and start allowing. When you live from that place, when your nervous system rests in the energy of enough, you become magnetic. Opportunities find you. Aligned clients seek you out. Love arrives with ease. Money flows in unexpected ways. Because your energy says, I trust life to support me. I am a clear vessel for receiving. But when your body is in scarcity, when you are stuck in survival mode, you can be doing all the right things externally and still block the flow. That is why abundance is not an external chase. It is an internal remembrance. A remembrance of the truth you were born with. You are already enough. You are already connected to the river of life. And that river is abundant. Always moving, always replenishing. Our work is not to force the flow. It is to clear the stones we've placed in the river. Stones of fear, unworthiness, guilt, lack. When we do that, when we clear the channel, abundance flows as naturally as breath. And this is where we begin today. So the question is, why do so many of us struggle to receive abundance? Most of us do not block abundance consciously. We block it without realizing it, because somewhere along the way, we learned to absorb beliefs, fears, energies that told us that wealth is bad. Here's what I see again and again, in clients and in collective energy overall. We hold subconscious limited beliefs like money is the root of all evil. I have to work hard to deserve good things. If I receive too much, I lose it. I can't be spiritual and wealthy at the same time. And here's where it gets deeper. Abundance is not just blocked at the mind level. It is blocked in the nervous system. It is blocked in the energy body. You can say all the affirmations you want, but if your body still holds the imprint of scarcity coming from family patterns of lack, struggle, unworthiness, guilt, or loss, if your inner child still believes that success will cost you love, if your ancestors carry deep stories of survival and struggle, if you have unprocessed shame around money and receiving, because you are taught to give endlessly, but not to receive in return. If you secretly believe that having too much makes you greedy, bad, or less spiritual, if you carry guilt over having more than your family, your ancestors, your community, if you fear that if you receive abundance, you lose it, if your lineage or your childhood was rooted in survival, not sufficiency, you may have inherited a nervous system that equates struggle with safety. Ease feels unfamiliar. Rest feels unsafe. Receiving triggers vigilance. You've built an identity around being the giver, the fixer. If you suddenly become abundant, who are you now? Who do you lose? Who stops relating to you? If you carry unprocessed grief, cords of obligation, old vows of poverty or self-sacrifice from other lifetimes or ancestral lines that say, I must sacrifice to be good, your field will resist the very thing you desire. So we block abundance, not because we don't want it, but because it doesn't feel safe. But beloved soul, you are allowed to be well. You are allowed to thrive. You are allowed to be deeply supported in all ways. Abundance is your birthright, not a prize you must earn. And this is why abundance work must be energetic. Because when the body and energy field hold these stories, no amount of external action will fully shift the flaw. You must feel safe to receive. You must embody a new template. Not a template of hustle, not a template of forced manifestation, but a template of trust, of openness, of remembering. You were always meant to live in the flow of life, not scraping at the edges, not fighting for scraps. Life wants to pour into you, but will you let it? Will your body let it? This is where the healing begins. How do you know if you are truly open to abundance? Here's what I have observed. When you are in scarcity energy, you cling, you hustle, you resent other people's success, you feel anxious about spending or investing. You say yes to misaligned opportunities out of fear. You try to control how abundance arrives. But when you are in receiving energy, you trust your needs will be met. You celebrate others' success. It mirrors what's possible for you. You invest in yourself with clarity, not guilt. You say no to misaligned offers to make space for aligned ones. You open to miracles, unexpected flaw, and synchronicity. This shift is not intellectual, it is energetic, and you can practice it daily. Before we shift the frequency you hold, we must go deeper. Because you don't just pick up scarcity as an adult. You inherit it, you learn it, you absorb it before you can even speak it. So ask yourself, where did I first learn about lack and scarcity? Look back to when you were still a child. What did you hear about money? What did you see in your parents or caregivers? Were your caregivers stressed about paying bills? Was success celebrated or resented? Look at your family patterns, your culture, your community. Because what you learned then is what you are likely still carrying now. All the nervous system doesn't let go of a pattern until you bring it into the light. This is where true freedom begins. You are not meant to carry stories that aren't yours. You are not here to repeat the cycles of lack that belong to someone else. So ask yourself, whose scarcity am I still holding? And am I ready to put it down? From here, you will begin to shift the frequency you hold. So how to shift it to receiving mode, you may ask? Awareness is not enough. We must embody a new way of being. We must shift out of the energetic signature of scarcity and into the frequency of receptivity. And how do we do this? Not by forcing, not by thinking positive while your nervous system trembles underneath, not by bypassing the very parts of you that are afraid to receive. We do it by creating safety in the body, in the energy fields, in the soul. Here is where I begin with clients and where you can begin too. Slow down the hustle frequency. Scarcity makes us rush. It tells us that time is running out. It floods the body with adrenaline and urgency. I have to make it happen now. But abundance lives in on another frequency, trust. your nervous system is running on hustle mode, abundance can't land. It gets repelled by the contraction in your field. So the first practice is this: slow down, breathe, and pause before action. Not everything that comes through must be acted upon immediately. Not every opportunity is for you. Your worth is not determined by your productivity. When you slow the system, the field opens. Practice nervous system safety in receiving. Many people can't hold abundance because their body is not safe to receive it. When goodness comes, they panic, they sabotage, they numb out. Here's a simple practice. Every time you receive something, whether if it's a compliment, a dollar, a kind word, a gift, an opportunity, accept it gracefully instead of turning it down. Pause and say, I am safe to receive this. I am safe to hold more. Anchor it in the body. Train your nervous system to tolerate expansion. Because abundance is not a one-time event. It is a capacity. Clear energetic clutter. Scarcity energy clings. It lingers in the aura, in the cords, in the chakras. This is why I often work with clients through Reiki, cord cutting, and abundance candles, not just to manifest externally, but to clear the debris that blocks receptivity. Cut cords to relationships or mindsets where overgiving has drained your field. Clear all vows of poverty, self-sacrifice, or spiritual martyrdom, and anchor the energy of I am allowed to have. When your field is clear, abundance flows naturally, because there is space for it. And let's speak truth here. Sometimes it's not just old patterns within us that create blockages, it's also the energy around us. When you share your visions, your goals, your abundance energy too freely with those who are envious, negative, or unaligned, their energetic projections can muddy and affect your field. This is why discretion is key on the abundance path, not out of fear, but out of energetic mastery. But here's the deeper truth. If the root cause within you is addressed, if your inner alignment is strong, no one's envy, projections, or opinions can truly block your flow. Your power doesn't come from hiding your abundance. It comes from clearing the internal debris so fully that you become unshakable. Because true abundance is not about secrecy. It is about sovereignty. When you stand in rooted sovereignty, no external force can take what is aligned for you. Shift your identity narrative. One of the deepest shifts is this. Who will you be when you no longer struggle? This is the part many people fear the most, because abundance requires an identity death. If you've been the rescuer, the strong one, the underdog, can you allow yourself to become the one who receives easily? Can you be someone who is abundant, joyful, supported, without guilt? This is an inner conversation. You must rewrite the narrative. I do not need to struggle to be worthy. I am safe to live in flow. I can be loved even when I am not the one giving all the time. Because who you be determines what you receive. You have to embody abundance now. This is finally, and perhaps most importantly, stop waiting for external proof to feel abundant. Abundance is not an outcome. It is a state of being. It is a choice, a frequency you can embody today. You can be abundant in breath, abundant in beauty, abundant in gratitude, abundant in the way you hold yourself, abundant in health. And the more you live from that state, the more life responds. Because the universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to vibration. When your vibration says, I am already abundant, life says, let me pour more. Remember, you attract what you are. Let me tell you about a client. We'll call her Leah. Leah was a talented creative. She had skills, so much potential. But she could not hold money. Every time she had a successful launch, she'd sabotage, overspend, stop marketing. She came to me and said, I don't understand. I say I want abundance, but I block it. In session, we uncovered deep ancestor scarcity, generations of women who had to survive with little, and layered on top of that, a belief if I have more, I'll be abandoned. Because in her family, wealth had always created tension. We worked gently Reiki to clear her root and sacral chakras, ancestral cord cutting and healing candle rituals, affirmation work, and removing blockages and abundance candle rituals for safe receiving. Gradually after that, she stopped sabotaging, she stopped shrinking, she began raising her rates, calling in aligned clients, allowing ease, and most importantly, she stopped apologizing for thriving. Because here's the truth. When abundance becomes safe in your nervous system, you naturally allow more of it in. I need you to grab your journal or place a hand on your heart and ask yourself, what family patterns am I carrying around money or success? Let the answers know without judgment. Awareness is the first key to unlocking new flaw. Let's anchor this in with a simple ritual you can repeat anytime. Light a candle, place both hands over your heart, take a deep breath in and out, and repeat softly. I release the belief that I must struggle to receive. I am open to flaw. I am open to ease. It is safe to be abundant. It is safe to be supported. I welcome miracles with gratitude and trust. Breathe this truth into your body. Let it become a living frequency within you. And remember, receiving is a practice, not a performance. You are allowed to open again and again. Beautiful soul. Abundance is not a distant mountain to climb. It is the fertile soil beneath your feet, waiting to be tended. It is the breath in your body, the kindness you extend, the joy you allow yourself to feel. You were never meant to hustle for your worth. You were never meant to prove you are deserving of blessings. The universe responds not to how much you strive, but to how deeply you believe. I am worthy of receiving. So as you walk forward from today, take this with you. The most magnetic energy you can hold is one of quiet certainty. Not entitlement, not force, but trust. Trust that you are here, not to scrape for scraps, but to open, to flow. Trust that what is meant for you cannot miss you when you stop blocking it with fear, guilt, or unworthiness. And trust that life is abundant when you are abundant within. Breathe that in now. I am abundant. I am open. I am ready. If today's words softened your heart or stirred your remembering, I would be honored if you liked, subscribed, and shared this episode with someone ready to step into their own abundance. And if you desire deeper support, I invite you to explore my offerings: custom ritual Reiki-infused candles and one-on-one private coaching tailored to your needs. You can find everything in the description box below, and you can join me on TikTok at Grey Ethereus, where I share daily energetic wisdom and spiritual practices to support your path. And next time, on the Light and Shadow podcast, we will journey into one of the most sacred spaces of your being, your heart. Because while many seek to manifest abundance with their minds, it is through the heart that true receiving begins. Many of us are holding grief here, old wounds, walls, fears of being hurt again, and so often. It is not the universe that withholds abundance. It is our own protected hearts that refuse to let it in. So next time, we will You are more powerful than you know. Until next time.